Good night, teacher. Okay, we're going to explain uh, the guy 3. The aim of this guide is to support teachers in developing more effective way in engaging all children in their lessons. Okay, the first one, workshop 1. We are going to share the importance that teaching explaining with all students in mind. It is worth mentioning that these adaptations are not necessarily made only to those students who have a disability, but also concentrates to those students who due the to contextual factor in their personal development. At some point during their school years, they may require this modification. Okay, to develop inclusive practices, it is useful to organize workshops at the school where where teachers can help each other by sharing ideas. Okay, workshop 2. Okay, here emphasize that the teacher must encourage the participation of all students, establish connection with the real life of the student. Okay, stimulating and motivating students, reinforce and rewards, making learn a satisfying activity. It is favors that autonomy of the students and their self-awareness regarding how they learn, think, attend, and act. Okay, the activity of, for example, one teacher must observe the detail of the college practice, while one teacher give the class and other watch hints to see if they mix the indicator. For example, the materials they use, the way they present the lesson, your use of questions, your encouragement to children's talk, and the finally use of small group activities. Uh, okay, the workshop 3. Okay, here it's mentioned that when the teacher draws attention, uh, he can put off a student in the way he speaks. The process may lead some students to feel marginalized, uh, and a student should actively participate in their own learning, if even if they make mistakes. However, many many variants result from the way school and classroom are organized. For example, of the possible barriers to participation include a curriculum that does not relate to children's experience, and the lesson that um, are poorly prepared, and use of unfamiliar language, and teachers who uh, uh, some children because of certain of their characters. Um, okay, in this, okay, the workshop 4. Okay, for this, it is convenient to take into account this point. Student must have a positive interdependence. Uh, the first one, positive interdependence, individual accountability, face-to-face interaction, social skills, and processing. It is the where group members they collaborate a foreign task improvement. Uh, Here it is essential that group members perceive the importance of working together and interacting in helpful ways. Okay, workshop, the workshop, the workshop 5. Okay, here the support in the classroom. We here we talk about support as a method of inclusion, which are advantage for students, where teachers accompany the student during their daily routine to level on or or the development learning of the student, taking into account certain needs of the student and observing careful the school process. The role of support staff as a method of inclusion by the classroom assistant. It makes us aware of the importance that support has to achieve an increasingly exclusive system. Also, if all school had his method of inclusion, the educational system would be better, but given the circumstances in the country are, are not such as I had in the in the classroom, that is to instruct disabled children, they are normally included without taking into account the disability, and to time is dedicated especially to them as required for meaningful learning. Rather, parents seek specially help to, to, to treat children with disabilities and to have meaningful learning. Um, Using support effectively. Okay, here I talk about the 6 point. First ones clear about their roles and responsibilities, include in the understand the communication system of the school, seeing possibility as part of the school provision, part of a working teams, and encourage them to make use of their personal and professional skills, and finally supporting the development of their professional skill. Okay, and okay, and the workshop six classroom. Uh, okay, here it can be said that a positive atmosphere embraces the academic achievement of a student and leads to an increase in self-esteem. Um, Creating a positive classroom must require effort of the part of the teacher and the student by serving a positive example for the student and using positive reinforcement to encourage positive behavior. You can make the classroom a positive learning environment. When a teacher is not guided with the planning of the classes of there is simple, no partner to follow. The class will be like to ship without a rudder because good classroom management is a necessity to that the teacher can teach easily, easy, and that the student improve their learning. A teacher must have in advance the location and of desk, uh, benches, etc. The teacher must organize everything before start class of one the the psychical environment is ready. Take into account the distraction of the student so that they have a meaningful learning and have complete control of them. So the teacher will know and have clear strategies and when teaching in their in their in their classes. Okay, and the workshop 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 7. Okay, here the environment is a specific place where learning conditions exist that develop, that originate to understand students who are learning, where physical or virtual space are considered as conditions that will stimulate the thinking activity of the student. Therefore, if a good uh, climate is created, we think the environment there will be effective learning according to the relationship between student teacher, student teacher, and teacher student. That is why it's important that interpersonal relationship exists between them. uh, okay, and finally, workshop 8. Okay, here, and this assessment for learning approach relays hybrid of teacher observation, uh, because through evaluation or significant information is observed, collected, and analyzed regarding the possibilities, needs, and achievement of the student in order to reflect, make evaluate judgment, and make pertinent um, and timely decision for improvement of their learning. Uh, that one. Well, that's all. Thank you uh, for this exposition.